Hey folks, David Tao with BarBend.com, and today we're talking about three-time defending fittest woman on earth, Tia-Clair Toomey. We're going to recap her historically dominating performance from the 2020 Reebok CrossFit Games Stage 1, look at what kind of shape she's in heading into the finals in Aromas, California, and we're also going to analyze and talk to an expert on the question we all have: can she be beat? But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to BarBend on YouTube. Yep, YouTube, the thing you're watching this on now, to stay up to date not only on CrossFit, but the worlds of powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman, you name it. Well, let's talk about how Tia-Clair Toomey started Stage 1 of the CrossFit Games. Now remember, Stage 1 occurred over 2 days, and there were 7 events across 2 days. Here's how she started. Domination, absolute domination. In fact, Tia-Clair Toomey became the first athlete in CrossFit Games history, that's dating back to 2007, to win all 3 events to start a CrossFit Games. It's really unheard of. She won Friendly Fran, she won the front squat, and then she won Damn Diane. That's 1, 2, 3 event wins in a row for the maximum 100 points per event. She literally couldn't have started off the first few events of this year's Stage 1 any better. Obviously, Tia-Clair Toomey is super fit. She's got a great engine and capacity. You don't win the CrossFit Games 3 times in a row without having that. But the thing that stood out to me even more than her Friendly Fran and Damn Diane performances, which she won by the way, was the front squat. She won the front squat with a lift of 313 pounds. Not only is she proving herself to be the fittest overall, and that's really what matters, but there's not really a strength event you're going to throw at these competitors that she's not going to win, or at least be in the running to win. And her front squat was, that's just an insane amount of weight, not just for CrossFitters, but for any lifter given her body weight and her size. It is also worth mentioning, she just so happens to be a 2016 Olympian in weightlifting, so we knew her legs were strong. Olympians in weightlifting tend to have great front squats because weightlifters front squat a lot. It's just something worth noting, and I thought it was just kind of a cherry on top of her very, very good weekend performance. Not only proving she is the fittest and she's the fastest, but when it comes to just having the strongest legs, yeah, she's gonna win every time. Tia-Clair Toomey came out swinging, 3 event wins to start. She finished in a tie for 6th place on the 1,000 meter row. Then she finished in 3rd on Nasty Nancy. Her worst finish on the weekend was actually the handstand hold, where athletes had to hold a static handstand in a predetermined little box. She finished in a tie for 16th, but not to worry, she came back guns blazing and took the event win on Awful Annie, which was the final event of the weekend, the 7th event of the weekend, meaning she won 4 events overall on the weekend. 4 out of 7, she won more than half of the events in Stage 1. The question becomes, does Tia have any weaknesses? Now, she's the odds-on favorite heading into the finals in Aromas, California, where she'll be one of 5 women competing for the title of fittest on earth. Remember, she's won that the past 3 years in a row. To get some insight as to whether Tia has any weaknesses that could potentially be exploited by particular workouts, I caught up with multi-time CrossFit Games competitor Pip Malone. Here's what Pip had to say.
So I think if we're looking at the field of girls, you have to say that she's going to be a little weaker on gymnastics than, say, Katrin and Brooke Wells. But anything else, I think it's just hers for the taking, to be honest.
Pip was also pretty quick to point out Tia's advantages don't stop at the physical. She's got some pretty interesting mental advantages and is really a tenacious mental athlete, not just a very fit competitor.
If I give my honest opinion, I just don't think anyone's as mentally tough as Tia at this point in time. I really don't, and I'll go on record saying that. I think Katrin always steps up when it counts. And I think she definitely will be a contender. Yeah, I just don't think it's enough to beat Tia's mental game. I've been around her, I've seen what she does in full force, and it's another level. I think the fact that her and Matt have been training together and kind of locked down together and had, you know, a champions training camp, and they've had each other to bounce off. That is going to be a huge advantage. And the other athletes also knowing how prepped she is, that's also going to be a mental edge as well.
The field of 5 women heading into Aromas, California is stacked. Tia-Clair Toomey at the top, followed by Brooke Wells, Katrin Davidsdottir, Haley Adams, and Carrie Pierce. All of these women are super fit. Can any of them catch Tia-Clair Toomey? Brooke Wells of the United States looks super strong. Honestly, the fittest we've ever seen her. Katrin Davidsdottir is a 2-time Reebok CrossFit Games champion, and she was the last woman to actually beat Tia-Clair Toomey at the Reebok CrossFit Games, which she did in 2015, 2016. Haley Adams, super young competitor, super talented, with a lot of room to grow still. She could make some serious progress on her fitness and strength between stage 1 and the finals. And then Carrie Pierce, ex-elite gymnast, incredibly fit, maybe not the strongest athlete when it comes to something like a front squat or leg strength, but her gymnastics are superlative, her engine is world class. Carrie is someone who always finds herself in contention for that medal and for the podium over the past few years, so she could potentially push Tia on a lot of events as well. Super stacked field, but I have to say Tia-Clair Toomey still the odds-on favorite heading into Aromas. Who do you think has the best chance to potentially unseat her? Let us know in the comments below. For BarBend.com, I'm David Tao. Thanks for tuning in.